X gon' give it to you. Wait for you to get it on your own. X gon' deliver to you. Knock, knock, open up the door, it's real. With the non-stop pop out and stainless steel. Go hard getting busy with it. But I got such a good heart that I make the mother wonder if you get it. Damn right.
Hey everybody, it's Craig here, review for you. We're going to go over some mistakes that Kathleen Kennedy obviously has made with Star Wars, and I'm going to point them out. And obviously this isn't all of them because I don't want this to be a 4-hour video. So I'm just going to start at the beginning where she is to take the interim of the company, and then I'll go through the movie mistakes that she's made, the bad decisions she's made, and then we're going to see exactly how good Kathleen Kennedy actually is. All these people love Kathleen Kennedy to death. She's done so much great stuff. Let's see if she actually has. Alright, so she's been named interim president, right? Okay, Disney has bought Lucasfilm. She's named interim president. She is going to come in. Her job, I'm going to go through her exactly how she should have set this up. Running corporations, running businesses, this is what I've done for, God, a long time. So we're going to go through this real quick, and we'll give you everything that she should have done, things that she should have foreseen, and the people she actually should have hired. Alright, so number one, you're hired on. The first thing you need to do is you need to know the product you're selling, and you need to know the demographic for the product that you're selling. And when I mean know the product, I mean you need to know it backwards and forwards. And you need to know your demographic. These are two key things right here to a company. You don't want to be advertising to, let's say, little kids if you are a car manufacturer. So you need to know your demographic. You need to know your demographic. You also need to know that product. Whether you like that product or not doesn't really matter. You need to know that product inside and out. The second thing, all right, we haven't even made it into the building yet. The second thing, make a plan. So important to everything. Make a plan. Write that shit down. Work your ass off to accomplish it. Alright, so this is one thing that she also didn't do. Admits in the interview that she had no idea about the gaming portion, the merchandising, there was a list, a complete list. Alright, you need to make a plan. Alright, so this is where the third one comes in. Okay, you don't know that much about marketing. You don't know that much about merchandising. You don't know about, you don't know about a lot of things. So what do you need to do? You need to surround yourself with people that know the product as well, if not better than yourself. Now this is key. If you run into an issue or if you run into a problem, you need to have somebody there who understands how to take care of this problem. They are to report to you, give their recommendations. You are to have a discussion, look at it from all angles, all sides, and then the ultimate decision would come down to you. But you would also, these are technically your advisors. Okay, these are your advisors for the company. They are to know your demographic and your product. Not just hired because they're women, or not just hired for nepotism. That's key and crucial right there. Key and crucial. 4, you need to integrate the policies of the company that got bought out with the company that bought you out. So these integrated policies and procedures have to be in place. You're a corporation. This is a law. All right, these policies and procedures need to be in place. So if you have a social media policy where people that work for your company can't say anything negative or do anything negative or anything else that puts the company in a negative light, well, that needs to be in your policy, your procedures, and everything else. This all has to be filed and it needs to be recorded. Well, obviously, you didn't do any of that because you don't have any policies and procedures in place to control your employees or the people that are employed by Disney or Lucasfilm or anything else that has to do with Star Wars altogether. Mistake. Number 5, hire or promote department heads that are best for the job. All right, and hold them accountable. Now, a key element on this is the creative team, or what you like to call the story group. You know, hiring 6 females with absolutely 4 have no experience at all, just none. What kind of experience do you have? I wrote in a diary once, and I made it 3 days before I stopped. Oh my God, you're hired. Not how this works. Your story group needs to be the people that know your characters inside and out and need to know this franchise. They need to be inside Lucas's head, and they need to be trained. These are the people that are going to make or break. All right? This is the story group. Everything that runs through the story group, this is the people. You have Pablo Hidalgo. He is supposed to be the gatekeeper. Tells you what the Force can and cannot do. Tells you what one person can or cannot do. What power this guy has. What power this girl has. What powers these people don't have. What kind of... all right, everything, continuity issues and everything else, all runs off of that. You have to have a gatekeeper. Because, I mean, obviously, you're not familiar with the product that you're trying to sell. And you're definitely not familiar with the demographic. You thought that, well, let's change it over to be more female friendly. I got news for you. Every con that I have ever went to, or every event that I have ever went to for Lucasfilm, is about a 50-50 on male and female. All right, they already liked Star Wars. So all you did is disenfranchise a lot of people that you really didn't, because 1, you didn't know your product, and 2, you didn't know your demographic. Now, I mean, you know, are you supposed to be able to? I don't know. I mean, you were hired through affirmative action to begin with, and your whole entire life has been handed to you because of your husband. So, you know, really, what am I supposed to expect out of you? Am I supposed to? You're not even a Star Wars fan. You admitted it in the freaking interview that I posted up a few days ago. So, you obviously don't know these characters at all. Okay, where did we leave off? Okay, number 6. All right, so when dealing with a franchise such as Star Wars, one of the biggest IPs out there, okay, huge fan base. You need to have a clear plan mapped out on what movies need to happen in which succession and in which order. You also need to do your market research and find out what the fans are expecting, what the fans want, what was kind of left off, and your best source of material for that would have been the EU to look at, because all the fan fiction written after episode 6 would have given you all the information you need. Which brings me to disenfranchising the EU fans. Big mistake. I mean, it's a huge mistake. You're looking at almost a third of your audience. A third. That's a lot. Just in case you didn't know what a third was. A third of your audience are EU fans. Now, did some of this stuff overlap each other? Sure it did. Do you decanonize it all? No, not really. What you do is you go through the EU, and there are great stories in there, and that's what you write movies off of. You don't decanonize these characters. These characters were bought and paid for by Disney. So now, number 7, like I said before, do your market research. Find out what the fans want. The fans are everything. Your core fan base is everything. All right, without your core fan base, you have absolutely nothing. You're going to try and start a brand new franchise with no fan base at all. And then you're going to make shitty movies about it, and people don't want to go see them again. So why don't you write good movies that actually your hardcore fan base is already there for, so you know you're automatically going to make money, but you broaden your fan base. It's simple. Anybody that's ever been in business knows this. We can obviously tell that you have no clue. I mean, I feel sorry for you. It's almost like your IQ dropped. And to be honest with you, after seeing the interview with ABC News where you're saying that, Princess Leia's or Carrie Fisher's not going to be in episode 9, when her brother specifically told the reporter that she was going to be in episode 9. No, I don't know where he got that. He must be mistaken. She's in episode 9. I'm just informing you right now because apparently your ass is out of the loop. And it's for good reason that you're out of the loop. Because they're trying for you to not kill the damn company. I mean, Jesus, woman, you're like herpes. And I'm not talking about the good kind. Oh, all right, I'm just going to keep going because there's no sense in getting worked up. Number 8, learn and know all the characters inside and out. All the characters. Yes, I understand there are 17,000 characters, but that's not what you're focusing on right now. You're focusing on the Skywalker trilogy. You need to learn in and out. Read everything you can. Talk with the people that have been with Lucasfilm. Talk with the people that work for you that know these characters. Make it your job. Make it their job to learn these characters inside and out. When does this guy move? How does he move? What does he do? What does he mean to the fans? You need to know this stuff because you're trying to sell a product. Plain and simple. I mean, you're an idiot. I mean, you're just an idiot. Okay, number 9. We haven't even got to the movies yet. Number 9, play to your company's strengths. In other words, use the materials that are loved by the fans, loved by your core fan base, and that the company paid $4.3 billion for. All of that material, covering 20,000 years, 17,000 characters, 14,000 planets. Use every bit of that knowledge to create a movie, to create a bunch of movies. This was the intent of George Lucas. Instead, you have to ruin all the OT characters, and then sit here and come up with the crappiest brand spanking new characters that just frankly suck. I mean, you created a trilogy that doesn't even coexist together. You're an idiot. These are just the core things for you becoming a president. I could go through plenty more. Let's go into movie mistakes. Number 1, hiring the wrong people for the story group and for marketing. Now, we already know, because we've been through this, you need to hire people with experience that know this franchise. You have a humongous IP here. This is not Bob and Fred take on New York. All right? This is Star Wars. This is 40 plus years of history and so much material, it's not even funny. So much. You need to have people in there that know this material inside and out. If you don't know some shit, guess what? Go ask somebody that's been at Lucasfilm. Go ask somebody that has worked for Lucas. Because I can name 5 right offhand that work for Lucasfilm right now that were trained by George Lucas and know this franchise inside and out. Just because you don't know, don't be too damn proud to go ask somebody who does. Or, better yet, how about you just put in a movie, pick up a book, do your homework, do your research. All right. So, we're going to go on. Soft booting episode 7. Mistake. Not knowing how the Force works in episode 7. With her doing the little download the Matrix shit with Kylo in her head. Okay. That's not how the Force works. So, you don't obviously know how the Force works. Jedi mind trick. Never been taught it before. Doesn't know how the Force works. She fights Kylo Ren and beats him. Although he's a little wounded, doesn't matter. It's not how the Force works. Please learn how the Force works within the parameters that George Lucas has already set up. You even said it yourself in an interview, and I got the shit sitting on my YouTube channel, so don't say you didn't do it. You should have never went for a soft reboot. All you did is A New Hope, version 2, but worse. You took off Kylo Ren's mask, and because you're in J.J. Abrams' ear. You're the president of the company, okay? You're not the fucking director. Let the director do his damn job. That's his job. If you don't think he's the right person for the job, you shouldn't have hired him. Which is another mistake on your part. Now, inserting your agendas into the movie. SJW agendas have been known to completely tear companies down and make them go broke and bankrupt. I can name off as many as you want to name that have been SJW friendly companies, and they just pander to the SJWs. And guess what it does? It kills the company. Because they're about this much of your core audience. That's why. Another huge mistake on your part. Huge. Knowing nothing about marketing and toys, huge mistake. Because George Lucas even tell you, he's made more money off of merchandise than he ever has off of movies. Whereas you have made toy companies actually go fucking bankrupt. Do you not see how asinine that is? If you don't know something, hire somebody who does. Or step the fuck out of the way. Next, because by God, we're not done. There's so much more of this shit, and we ain't even made it to that fucking turd, The Last Jedi. Okay. Recreating how the Force works outside of the guidelines that Lucas has laid out. One, it's confusing to the hardcore fans that know how the Force works, which I will go ahead and let you know now. There are way more of them than people that live in California and New York combined. Can tell you exactly what you can and cannot do in the Force. You can say, well, it's fantasy, you can do anything you want. Actually, you can't. There are guidelines set up. Yes, does physics kind of, take a little dive here and there? Absolutely. We can let that slide because, it's just trying to get a better shot, trying to do this. The Force is what everything in the Star Wars universe revolves around the Force. And you can't just go making shit up because you want to, and you want to make Rey just the strongest freaking thing ever. She's going to give birth to a brand new freaking universe through her damn magical vagina. God. This woman. Okay. Making a Mary Sue. I'm not even going to go into that because your stupid ass would have to read up on what a Mary Sue is. Well, if you want to know what a Mary Sue is, it's a Rey. They've even changed the fucking term now. It's not even called a Mary Sue. It's called a Rey. So if there's a Rey in a movie, there's your new Mary Sue. Yep. You have to work hard, mentally, physically, train to become a Jedi. To even learn how to use the Force, to pick up a pebble. Yet, she doesn't have to do that. The Force doesn't automatically give you powers. Everyone in George Lucas's universe has the ability to use the Force. Some are stronger than others, but everybody has the ability. You probably didn't know that. Why don't you ask George Lucas? It takes a lot of training, mental ability, and great focus in order to use the Force. Plain and simple. Another fuck up you made. Han being a deadbeat dad. Let's make another man look great. Let's make him look great. Let's make him look like a deadbeat dad. God. And no wonder people call you the names they call you. Given the janitor too much information about Starkiller Base. This man has been trained, and I do mean trained, as a stormtrooper. Could have been the best character in the entire series. And you took one of your lead persons of color and turned him into a freaking janitor that knows everything about everything except for being a damn stormtrooper, which is what he was actually trained to become. You're an idiot. All right, changing the ending of episode 7. All right, because this happened. Changing the ending of episode 7, J.J. Abrams episode 7, so it would fit with the beginning of episode 8. Knowing the abomination that was going to happen. Kathleen Kennedy, another fuck up. Alright, let's go through here some more. Because look, there's not that much left. I mean, there's actually a lot left. But I'm not going to go through all this stuff. Because like I said, it'd be a fucking 4-hour video. I could sit this woman down and chew her ass up and down until she wanted to go home and just fucking cry. Okay. Hiring the wrong directors or firing directors late into a movie. Rogue One, Solo, Colin Trevorrow. All right, let's just start at the beginning. Rogue One. Okay, didn't get along with the directors. Okay, we're going to see if we see a pattern here. Because you want all this input on the movie and the directors have absolutely no input on the movie. It's not how directors work. So let's go ahead and reshoot a bunch of stuff. Hire another director, get it up in here. Let's raise the budget on it because we could have actually made more money off of it. Rogue One did actually turn out to be a good movie. So Disney can make a good Star Wars movie, but then again, Lucas was a consultant on that film. 2, Solo. All right, let's not even go into Solo yet. Not even going. The Last Jedi comes out. Right? The last turd, the piece of shit, the Rian Johnson. He just had so much fun. It was so much fun to be around all day long, and he just had all these great ideas and everything else, and it was as though we were both lactating and menstruating at the same time. Rian Johnson. Bad writer, knows zip about Star Wars. Probably about as much as you do. Because even after writing episode 8, which is supposed to be a sequel to episode 7, this shit is sitting over there still trying to figure out what the essence of Star Wars is. You've already made a movie. Not a good one either. So, knowing you got the backlash from The Last Jedi, because it pulled in half of what The Force Awakens did, which it could have actually pulled in as much, if not more, had it been done correctly. And that's not a non-factual statement. That is a factual statement. Your big opening you had was because we were expecting to see Luke. We were expecting to see Rey actually get trained. We were actually expecting to see Finn actually grow as a character. Poe grow as a character. Leia lead everybody the way she always has. Poe just take control. Nope. Can't have that happen. Nope. Sorry. We can't empower men. I'm sorry. So, after The Last Jedi backlash, you have this big idea. We're going to create Solo, a Star Wars story. Solo, a movie that nobody wanted. Market research would have told you nobody wanted it. And then 80% of the way through the making of the movie, because you can't hire the right people, or these people can't get along with you because you have your finger on everything, which is exactly what they said. There's no creative control from them. They're the damn director of the movie, not you. You're the president of the company. You're supposed to be handling the damn finances, handling the business side of it, handling the market side, making sure everybody's doing their job. You're not supposed to be on set directing the damn movie. So, you bring out Solo. Knowing, we've all said, bad idea, bad idea, bad idea. You gave it a green light. Why? Because you're an idiot. Another mistake on your part. And then 80% of the way through the movie, you get rid of those directors, bring in another director, and reshoot damn near the entire movie. Busting a budget way bigger than the freaking Last Jedi had, and way bigger than The Force Awakens had, which means it had to do those type of numbers just to make money. And we all know that a Solo movie's not going to do it. It wasn't wanted, it wasn't needed. So then, another stupid idea on your part. You greenlighted it. own it. You make a mistake, you own it. You've got everybody at freaking Lucasfilm you're just putting every fan down that doesn't like The Last Jedi. I got news for you. We can get over a bad film. I can't get over your damn people sitting here and call me a racist, call me a sexist, call me a bigot. Call everybody out there that doesn't like it, which I'm going to tell you is millions and millions of freaking people, calling them the same exact names. All right, you should have a policy in place. Their ass should have been reprimanded and fired. Plain and simple. You don't treat customers that way because guess what? They become not your customer. Which as of right now, we are not your customer, and we showed it at Soylo, and you lost your ass. You lost your ass to the tune of damn near $250,000 on a Star Wars movie. You should be able to have 2 idiots in a Star Wars movie as long as it says Star Wars in the title and make money on it. That's a true story. Now, approving multiple projects completely at random. Just completely at random. And the viewers out here don't know of all the projects that you greenlighted. All right, they only know the ones that actually got spit out to the media. Well, let me drop some knowledge on you. There were so many stupid ass movies. I don't need an origin movie on every OT character. See, this is where you're screwing up. Because every time you do, you go back and you change them. You can't change them in the past because that changes them in the future. Go watch fucking Back to the Future. Just once. Yeah, 1, 2, or 3. I don't give a shit. They all suck. But go watch. Go watch. If you want to know what a time paradox is, please email me and I will send you the definition of a time paradox. You have all these characters. You have all these storylines. And then, after The Last Jedi Backlash, and after you lost damn near $250,000 on Soylo, you double down on Rian Johnson's trilogy. Are you a fucking moron? Do you not see that he's a liability? If you think for 1 minute that trilogy will make money, you're dumber than I'm giving you credit for. And I'm thinking you're pretty dumb. Which is why we got Lucas sitting over there right now. We had Lucas go through the storyline. Do you want to know how to make this right? With fans. I can give you the easiest way to do this. 1, step your ass down. You are not qualified to run this company or make decisions for it. Fess up, own up, period. Own it. 2, Rian Johnson shit, he's right along with you. Out of here. Tired of him running his fucking mouth. Deleted all of his fucking tweets, but guess what? We all got him saved where he was sitting there running his freaking mouth to a bunch of people that just weren't even, they were just like, well, why did you do this in the movie? Okay, when somebody asks somebody a question like that, and you give them a shit-ass answer, and try and make them feel like, well, if you're racist, you man babies can't do this. Okay, look, if you do that, guess what? You're fired. You work for my company, you're fired. Because that's a customer you're talking to. But you're too stupid to realize it. All right, so you gone, Ryan gone. Now, the third thing, the easiest thing to do, put a policy in place over social media and how your employees or anybody that is representing Star Wars at the time, because you did this through thousands of freaking shill-ass websites, sitting here trying to cradle all of us into one big group of hate-mongering people, and we're not. You know what? This is tough love. I would do the same thing with my son. And the reason we're fighting back against your ass is because we don't want to see this company go to shit. You have ran this company into the ground in less time than it took for the fucking Titanic to sink. Step down, take Ryan Johnson's little ass with you and his plagiarized Saturn Award. Yeah, it's plagiarized. I got it. It's plagiarized. Have the company issue a blanket apology over the actions and the words that were put out in the websites and by people on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook for calling people that didn't like your movies bad names. And I mean bad names. That's as simple as it is right there. And then the next thing you can do, once you're gone, we'll have good movies. Because they're going to go through there and clean house. Your feminist bullshit is out of there. And I'm not feminist. Female supremacist bullshit is out of there. Your SJW shit, it's out of there. We don't need that shit in a movie. We just need good characters, good storylines. We need Jedis, Siths, and we need good guys and bad guys. That's what we need. We don't need love stories and this and that and, oh, well, let's make sure that we do this for the girls and we're going to come out with a little toddler's little trike that's going to look like a speeder. And okay, look, if you want to do that shit, that's fine. But you don't sit there and screw up everything else. And this is where I'm going to stop with the mistakes. Even though I could continue to go on. I could continue to berate your ass all day long. But to be honest with you, if I was Bob Iger and we were sitting inside the office and I had you sitting in there, this meeting would have lasted 2 minutes. Get your shit, pack it up, get out. But for some reason you can't fire a woman right now. I got news for you. I'll take the heat for it. Because I'm not going to let you run down the company. Now, for all y'all that disagree with this, by all means, thumb it down. I don't give a damn. But for anybody else that knows business and knows how this franchise works and everything else, it'll get a big thumbs up. So, like, subscribe, share. Make sure you hit the bell notifications. I'm Craig. Reviews for you. Kathleen Kennedy, you're no longer a part of Star Wars. I'm out of here.